Well, today we're going to be taking a vacation down to South America, where we dive deep into the mysteries that lie just beyond the edge of reality. I'm your host, Tony Sweet, and today we're joined by a truly extraordinary guest, someone who has dedicated his life to uncover the truth behind some of the most compelling UFO cases in history. Our guest is Thiago Luiz Ticchetti, the National Director of MUFON in Brazil. He's a certified field researcher, a member of the Scientific Coalition of UAP Studies, and the author of 16 groundbreaking books on UFOs and extraordinary phenomena, including his latest book, UFO Attacks in Brazil, the true story of a most terrifying event in the history of ufology. This powerful new work uncovers the chilling and deeply investigated events surrounding Operation Saucer, a secret Brazilian Air Force mission in 1977 that documented strange lights, unexplained burns, and encounters that terrorized the island of Colares, Brazil, with official records, eyewitnesses, and investigative insight. Thiago brings these frightening encounters to life like never before. So buckle up, because today we're not just talking about unidentified flying objects, we're talking about direct attacks that left a community in fear and evidence that still challenges our understandings of what is out there. So I'm Tony Sweet with Truth Be Told. Please welcome to the Truth Be Told studios for the first time, Thiago Luiz Ticchetti. Okay, Thiago, how you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. We have a lot of people here.
Right? They love you. They love you. Well, first of all, I need you to correct me because I did not say your last name right. So can you tell us your full name just so I got Thiago right? I know that.
Yeah, Thiago is perfect. Luis is perfect as well. The last name is Ticchetti. Ticchetti, like Italian. Ticchetti.
I know that's when I first heard it. I was like, oh, he's Italian. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. I'm excited to talk about your book. I mean, this book, first of all, I'm a big Amazon. There it is. A big Amazon Brazil fan. I married somebody from Brazil, so fell in love with the people and the history and just the diversity of just land masses. So to hear about one of my favorite subjects, UFOs, it even enhanced my love for Brazil. So let's just dive right in. Thiago, as someone who has studied UFO cases all around the world, when you first uncovered the details, and I hope I say this right, Colares incident, what truth or insight hit you so hard that it changed the way you looked at this phenomenon, not just as a researcher, but just as a human being, earthly being? What really stood out?
Well, first of all, thank you, Tony, to invite me to be here. It's a pleasure. And you are almost one of us, one of Brazilian. You know that.
I am.
Well, when I start to learn about these main episodes that happen in Colares, not only Colares, but in several states nearby Colares, and in another state of Brazil, like Maranhão state. When I first heard about it, for me, it was something unbelievable. Because in my mind, I think I was 12 or 13 years old. In my mind, I had already read books about UFOs in magazines.
Right.
But in my understanding, they were just flying saucers or any kind of shape, and being from these ships that come and talk to you or try to get inside the ship, not like abduction, just like a contactee. And when I heard about this Operation Saucer, Operação Prato in Portuguese, I got something new because people were attacked by these UFOs. And people suffer burns and suffer nausea and they got sick after this attack. So something in my mind just changed it. And it was not only the fact itself that impressed me. The participation and the investigation of militaries. My father was an Air Force pilot.
Oh, wow.
For the Brazilian Air Force. So when I heard it for the first time, my father is a part of Brazilian Air Force, and a crew of Brazilian militaries from Air Force came to that place to investigate. So for me, it was like a boom. Something happened there. And now we have documents, we have photos, we have testimonies, we have 1,000 of evidences that something really, really strange. And it was not a social experiment that happened there. So that blew my mind when I heard for the first time.
Well, tell me this. Was there anything such as a military base around? Was there a nuclear site? Was there anything that attracted this area that you think the UFO or extraterrestrials would be interested in?
No, we don't have a nuclear bases in Brazil. We don't have nuclear weapons in Brazil. We have a nuclear plant in Rio de Janeiro, Angra dos Reis, but it's not working at all. Just part of it.
Right.
Since I was a kid, just part of it is working. And that we don't have like a special base. We have bases, Air Force bases, in several cities of Brazil. In Belém, capital of Pará, of course, we have a base there. But Colares is a little far from Belém. Ilha do Mosqueiro Island, and Ilha do Sol, Sun Island, they are a little far from Belém. So there's no base, there's no interest, like a military interest of these UFOs to be there. In our opinion, my own opinion, I think that they were there to make some kind of experiment, and they use it. The rivers from Amazon, Manaus.
Yes.
So you know the side when you fly over the north of Brazil, the states of north of Brazil, you can see the dimension of the size of the rivers.
Oh, they're huge.
They're very huge. If you stay in a shore of a river or one big river, you cannot see the other shore. You just see the horizon. So you think it's like the ocean. So in my opinion, they went there for some reason, but to make a kind of experiment and use the rivers to hide. Some way to hide and get in and get out, because we have testimonies from people that saw, and militaries also, they saw these ships or what else coming in and coming out from the rivers and going to the forest and hover cities. So I don't know. The reason we don't know.
Because for the people I have never been to, especially northern Brazil, I've been to Manaus many times, and it's really out in the middle of the Amazon. It's right next to the Amazon River, but Colares, I'm not familiar with it because I've not been there, but you can get lost in the forest very quickly. So, if there was a UFO or anybody that wants to hide, that would be one place you would go to be lost.
Yes.
So it makes sense, but I'm curious of this incident. I think it was 1977. Had there ever been sightings or any abductions verified before that? Before this incident?
Not abduction. I don't know any case of abduction regarding correlated with this episodes or before it. But sightings, 100 sightings. We have sightings in all of Brazil since 1930s, when it was the first time that we published something in a newspaper in Rio de Janeiro, in São Paulo. But if you go there and talk with elder people, they're gonna tell you stories, but not about stories about the flying disc.
Right.
They don't use this word. They use another thing. They use fireballs, or they use like flame, something like that, or they use a folklore. They use folklore. In North Brazil, we have folklore like Mãe d'Água, water mother. What's a water mother? It's a ball of light that came out of the river and chase and attack people in the forest. So what is it? It's very similar. If you get these reports, this folklore, and brings to the ufology, you can find some resemblance between the two of it. So if you go there, you have a lot of stories and legends of folklore of creatures that if you put like a scientific view, you can fix. You can put it in a ufology research, because it's just like we know today. But that thing happened 40, 50, 100 years ago.
Yeah. I know there's still a lot of native tribes that are still in existence in the Amazon. I was curious if there are any tribes located near Colares, and to see if anybody went and spoke with them about, their legends of fireballs and UFO incidents.
I don't know if there's some tribe near Colares. Probably yes, but they are not. I mean, they're not savage. Let's say that.
Right.
Now they live in civilization. Now near civilization, they wear shorts and have cars and cell phones, just like that. But if you go there and ask for the elder people there, they're gonna tell you stories about these creatures, about the folklore. And if you go in a more far tribe, they're gonna tell you the same. They're gonna tell you that they see strange stars in the sky that can move and go faster and stop,
right.
or fireballs coming out of the rivers or getting in the river. So the north of Brazil is spectacular for UFO cases, and in my opinion, we just know a little percent of all of it.
Right. And I'm seeing on the map now, it's actually up in northeastern Brazil, right on the coastline.
Yeah.
So not only they had forests, they had rivers, and they also had the ocean. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I'm seeing pictures. I want to go visit, by the way. Being someone that's part of the UFO community, the MUFON Brazil, actually the national director, fancy. I want to know, were you able to gain access to official documents from this incident and even from Operation Saucer? And I'd like you to explain what Operation Saucer is.
Yeah, now we have more than 2,000 pages of official documents.
Wow.
About the Operation Saucer. It happened in 1977 when fishermen start to not go to fish, because they are reporting that while in their boat they saw ball of lights over them and chasing away the fishes. So they start to get afraid of it. And the first was ball of lights, and then became to appear shapes of objects like tic-tac, classic flying disc, rectangular, and cylinders. 8 types at least of UFOs. And they start to not only stay over the river, but now they are going to the cities and start to attack people with laser beams. some kind of laser beam. And people from the cities were so scared, they were running away from the cities.
Wow.
And the city became ghost cities. And the mayors of those cities got in contact with the Brazilian Air Force, because if something in the sky is the matter of Brazilian Air Force. And the Brazilian Air Force sent a small group of militaries to investigate and trying to discover what was going on. Because in 1977, we are in the middle of the Cold War. And Brazil is ally of the United States, the capitalism. And probably the Brazilian Air Force were afraid if some Soviet airplane were in a forest, trying to invade, something like that. And they sent this group of military to investigate. And they start to talk to people. And they started to make camp to do skywatch. And they started to record and photo and see UFOs in the sky.
Wow.
And they report back to the headquarters of the Brazilian Air Force. And then they send the Captain Holanda, who was the leader of the Operation Saucer. And it was very funny because for the first time that Captain Holanda met Soldier Flavio, is a leader before him, the Soldier Flavio asked him, "Captain, sir, do you believe in UFOs?" And the Captain Holanda said, "No, I don't. I have to see with my own eyes to believe it." Okay. They start to work, investigate, to make skywatch. And in one night, they were camping, and a huge UFO, like a disc, just hovered over the team.
Wow.
Captain saw it, Soldier Flavio saw it, and when his UFO just flew away, the Soldier Flavio asked to Captain Holanda, "And now, sir, do you believe it?" He said, "Now I do." Yeah. So this investigation started in September of 1977 and ended in December of 1977. But we had another team that came from January to May of 1978. But it's not the same.
Right.
It's not so many cases. And the military took more than 200 photos. Now we have many of these photos. We have more than 2,000 pages of documents. Yes, there was some of them. This photos of the UFOs made by the militaries and the reports, the journalists, the photographers of the newspapers in Pará State. So we had also the militaries and the media, the press media, investigate the phenomenon. That's why we have so many photos and reports of many people.
So, I'm sure you know Roswell. I wouldn't even compare it to Roswell because Roswell was not an attack. Roswell was a crash.
It was a crash.
So It wasn't something that affected people, per se. This was honestly kind of one of the first attacks, it sounds, on a mass amounts of people that I've ever heard of. Is there another incident like this in Brazil or anywhere in the world that you know of?
No, there's not.
I didn't think so.
This, with more than 2,000 people attacked by this UFO. 2,000 people.
Wow.
More than 200,000 people saw the UFO.
It's hard to deny.
Yes. From this period from September 77 to May 78, right. 1978. More than 200 people saw some kind of UFO in the sky. And we have the documents, official, in the past, secret documents from the military, from the Brazilian Air Force. And we have the photos. We have photos. and we have the testimonies. But the testimony was not just by, let's say, not so smart people. I mean, inside people,
right.
Inside country people. We are talking about judges, doctors, congressmen, policemen, militaries, chief of policemen, priests. We have a lot of different types of social types of people in that area, not just Colares, but in many cities of the Pará and Maranhão state. So what happened there, it's something that never happened after or before it. I tried to see it, to discover something like this, and I couldn't find it.
Yeah, I mean, no, I've interviewed thousands of people on UFOs, and I've never heard anything like it. It's just crazy here in the U.S. I've not heard of this before. So I just find it fascinating that this has been around since 1977. Thousands and thousands of people saw it. Thousands of, hundreds of people were affected by it. But yet we don't hear much about it. In fact, Operation Saucer, they ended Operation Saucer kind of abruptly. And why do you think that was?
I think because we got too close to get some answer. And also, the main reason was because the United States wanted to do their own investigation. We know that. We know that because they planned a spy in one of the biggest newspaper of Pará.
Wow, and, interesting.
Yeah, and this spy from Peru, I think it was from CIA. It's in a book of Carlos Mendes, is a journalist here in Brazil that covered in local these events much earlier and much far than the Brazilian Air Force.
Wow.
He was there. And he and two of his friends discovered this spy in newspaper of Pará. And the United States, in my opinion, they thought that there was some kind of Soviet Union device. That's why they got so interested on this.
So they thought it was a weapon.
A weapon, yeah, something like that. But when they start to see the evidence, the photos, and the films, we have 20 hours of films, movie of UFOs, real movies. They got, whoa, this is not from us. This is not from theirs. This is something from someone else. And I think that's why they start to investigate by their own.
Yeah.
In my opinion. And we have some evidence that they were here. When Captain Landa went to protest the chief of the Brazilian Air Force in that region, and they said to and he said, the general brigadier said to him, well, the mission is complete, you just disclose it. Holanda said that he saw two officials who were in uniform, military uniform, that were not from Brazil. Wow. And in the main events investigation, and that I heard from people that investigate there, there were 40 people together with Brazilian militaries. And I asked them, and I asked him, because it was Mr. Francisco, and I asked him, why do you think that those individual was is not Brazilian? Oh, because he spoke a different language. It's not Portuguese.
Right. Wow.
So the Americans were here, and the Americans started to investigate by their own.
And how
say,
long
okay,
after did they start researching it?
From December, when then the Operation Plate ended in December, they start investigating. But we know that they were here much before that.
Yeah.
Maybe together with the Brazilian militaries, or in the middle, from September to December, they were in somewhere in that date, in that period, they were here to investigate as well.
Well, so yeah, that's pretty fascinating, and I'm just stunned, like I said, that we haven't heard it here. But how do you compare testimonies from people from Colares compared to other UFO contact cases around the world in terms of like fear, belief, or even physical contact or impact? Sorry.
Well, we are talking that those events happened in 1977.
Right.
Almost 4 years ago, in the north of Brazil, and you know it. What I'm going to tell, you know it.
Yeah.
The north of Brazil is bigger than many countries in the world.
Right.
In the world, you can put half of Europe in the north of Brazil. Okay. If you want to go from one city to another, you have to take a boat, 3-4 hours by boat or ferry boat. If you have some road, it's not the best road in the world. So you're going to take several hours to go from one city to another. 4 years ago, in 1977, very few houses had TV. The communication, the information, the news to those people came from radio. So there's no radio shows back that time broadcasted that show something about UFOs.
Yeah, even here it was rare.
Very rare. So to those people to make it up, something like that, more than 200,000 people to make it up. Some kind of fantasy like this, it's impossible.
Yeah,
it's impossible. They live in a inner Brazil, in a inside country of Brazil, in the middle of the jungle, literally in the middle of the jungle. They have jungle in a backyard, and they have a big river or ocean in the front. There's no other kind of communication. There's no internet. There's no cell phone. There's even not telephone in many places. Just a radio to talk in the radio, to listen the news, what happened in the world. So the difference from those people that live there, from the people that live in city, the people that live in city had much more information about UFOs. They can understand and they can create a story about some sighting or abduction or case. But those people 4 years ago, they could not invent something like that because they have no, they have no pattern. They have no information. They could not just invent something that they don't know.
Yeah.
That's why, in my opinion, that those testimonies from those people, it's very unique because they have no reference. They have no reference to create something like that.
Yeah, I'll use this as an example. Before I was born in 1969, so I was just 8 years old when that happened. But before I was born, my grandfather was in the hospital and died. So he saw the light. He went through the tunnel. He saw his mother that said it wasn't your time. This is before a time when there were documentaries and all these books, and he wouldn't have watched it or read it anyway. So to say, people nowadays, they just think they did because they saw it in a movie or they saw it in a book or read it in a book and whatever. So exactly. Even to this day, going to the Amazon,
you know that
there's no reception for your cell phone, especially, Americans, because it's hard. It's really hard to get reception inside the Amazon forest. It's just not there. So yes, I couldn't imagine in 1977 when there's nothing. Even where I was from in Kansas, we had 3 channels, and it was a antenna that you had to turn to even get those channels. So yes, it would have made a huge difference. But I am curious. Some of the people that were younger, to maybe 2, 3, 5, 10 years later, remembered something or was revisited by any of these aliens. Did you have any of these people that you went back or came to you and said, I want to share more?
No. All people that I know, that they don't have another type of attack. Let's talk about attack. Mm-hmm. They never been attacked twice. I don't know. None of them that have been attacked twice.
Right.
In 2024, I was there to investigate and to shoot a episode of the investigation Alien with George Knapp. Wow. And we met Mr. Aurora. Is a famous photo. The lady lay down with a mark in over her chest. And we met her, and I spoke to her about what happened, and I asked to her if she was angry about what happened. Some kind of, I hate aliens. She said, no, I don't. I don't hate them. I don't know what they were. Mm-hmm. I just asked myself, why me? Because when I was attacked, I was with my sister, that she was by my side. And that huge light, like a ball of light with 5 or 6 meters of diameter, shoot me. I'm just, she said to me, I'm just curious. Why me? So she didn't get angry.
Right.
And we have a lot of testimonies, and I spoke with a lot of people that knew someone that had been attacked or were attacked.
Right.
And they said to me, I never saw something like that after that. Some probably saw a light, but never attack again from that thing that it was. I don't know what it was.
Right.
But none that I know came to me and said, well, that was not just one attack. After that, I got an abduction or I got a contact. No. What happened there just happened once at every people, just once.
So they never did, or did they do testing to make sure there was no radiation, checking for was it more like a sunburn? Did they just like what you said, welts, like a mosquito bite type of where welts,
It was very different from mosquito, very different.
Oh, I'm sure,
because the burns had 3 marks. And people that saw someone being attacked or people that were attacked, they could see inside of that laser or ray, I don't know, they could see three lines, 3 filaments, 3 very, very, very thin,
right,
like needle, different colors inside the light of the laser. And when the people got hit by that thing, they start to scratch and get red, and the people start to get nausea and get sick and very weak. And those that went to the hospital, they were examined, and they took some blood sample. Well, the results were that people got anemia after attack. They were very healthy, before it and after attack, they got anemia. And then some people that start think, well, could it be malaria or yellow fever?
Mm-hmm.
But it's completely, totally different. And many people that got attacked got anemia. So that thing not only sucked the blood, but also sucked the iron of the blood. That's why you get anemia. And many of these reports, I don't know if all of it, just the medical reports from the hospitals just disappear.
Wow.
Just disappear. And
all the reports, medical reports.
Medical reports disappear from the hospitals in Pará.
A cover-up.
And when I asked to Carlos Mendes, that were with us, with George and me shooting the series, and when I asked Carlos, where are the medical reports? And he said to me, Thiago, I don't know. But George said, maybe I do. I have a friend named Bigelow. I think he knows the answer. So probably this medical report that it's an evidence.
Yeah.
Evidence that something happened there. Maybe it's in the United States, together with the films.
So even here in the United States, a lot of the Congress has started doing more, coming out, military's becoming more, revealing of incidences and sightings. How has the Brazilian government in 2025, how have they approached these UAPs versus, I'm sure, a lot since 1977, but are they more open to talking about stuff like this?
Well, open to talk. They always have been open to talk.
Just not sharing.
But there's no action.
Yeah.
But there's no action. We have been trying since 2005. We have a campaign here created by the Revista UFO magazine and also the Brazilian Ufology Commission, the CBU. Since 2005, we are demanding the disclosure of the documents here in Brazil. And we got great success because we have more than 2,000 pages of the operation plate and photos and reports, and then other cases and other photos, videos, audios. We have a lot of things here in the National Archives in Brazil. But we are looking for the videos and are looking for more photos because we know there are more photos, and are looking for evidence and documents, official documents from other cases that happened in Brazil, like Virginia, like the official nights of the UFOs in 1986. And the Brazilian government, they don't pay attention because we have so many problems here, Tony, like social problems, like economic problems, political problems, education problems. We have a lot of problems.
Right.
The government will not spend time with something like this. But now in September, we got a hearing at Brazilian Chamber of Deputies, official hearing. We had the opportunity, you followed some of the biggest ufologists in Brazil, myself, Marco Antônio Petit, Fernando Ramalho, Vitor Apacatini. We had the opportunity to go to Brazilian Chamber of Deputies to discuss about ufology. It was an official hearing here in Brazil.
Congrats.
So we could talk with the deputies to show that we're not there just to ask about ETs and flying saucers. We are demanding the right of all Brazilians' the right to know the truth, to get access to the documents, and also to be very clear that the UFOs are something that risk of a national security, because they are here in our space, coming in and coming out without any problem. And we must to understand and know what it is. If it's some kind of a special or secret airplane, aircraft from the United States, from Cuba, from Russia, from North Korea, we must identify and know what it is. If it's something from another space, we must try to identify that. So now I think after this hearing, we are not asking anymore for the Brazilian government only. We are now going through the chambers, the congressmen in Brazil, the Senate and the Chamber of Deputies. We're going through them to pressure, like the United States is doing, to pressure the government to release, to disclosure the documents. And we are trying to get the experience and the example of what the United States is doing. You have 3 here in 2022, 24 and 25. We are using this like an example to the Brazilian parliaments.
Yeah. I mean, our community, I would love to be a part of a congressional hearing just to feel that information flowing back and forth between the powers that be versus, people that wanting to know the answers. So I appreciate you being able to do that, because I know the bureaucracy in Brazil. It's just to get anything done. It's crazy. And being part of MUFON Brazil, and you've written 16 books about, which is, I can't believe 16. That's crazy to even think you put that many together. But what makes this one so special for you versus the other books you've written?
Because for the first time, I can bring new information about what happened back there in 1977. For the first time, there's a book wrote in English with documents and photos and testimony and the main characters of the whole event, of the Operation Saucer. And also, I put in this book my own investigation about what it is still happen in Pará State. We still have sightings of lights coming out from the river, from the water, from the ocean. We still have people seeing spaceships over beaches, like Humaitá Beach, where the place of operation played in Colares. And for me, it was an opportunity to show that, well, the tax stop it, but the sighting, the people that are seeing something still going on. So something's still going on in the north of Brazil, and we must understand it. And in my opinion, I have to show it to the rest of the world.
Well, before we get out of here, there might be people here in America that, because I get people that listen all over the world. So thank you guys for listening to me. I appreciate it. But that may want to maybe reach out to you and say, I would love to know more information, not only getting your book, but maybe they want to come and be a part of a research or have their own study. Maybe it's scientific, maybe it's just a local chapter somewhere that wants to come down. How do they get in contact with you or your organization that you're a part of?
Okay, that's below me. That's my Instagram account, so people can reach me there. Also on Facebook and YouTube, just type Thiago Ticchetti. You're gonna find all my social media, and you can get in touch with me, asking for information or give me information or anything, because I think this subject and this book here is not a thick book. It's almost 400 pages of book. with information, photos, and drawings, official drawings made by the military.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
For me, it's a pleasure to share this, so people can reach me out in my Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and everything.
Well, I'm serious about, because like I said, we just bought some land in Manaus. I really want to do some type of UFO, maybe not a conference, but a get-together, and would love to have you be a part of that, because I think that would be amazing to do.
Sure.
Yeah, and maybe some of the people that are listening, they may want to come down. So we hope you guys stay tuned for that. But Thiago, let everybody know again where they find you. You know, I know, are you still the director of MUFON? If somebody wants to contact the organization itself, do they just go to like MUFON Brazil, or how does that work?
Yeah, you can find me at MUFON, MUFON.com on the internet, and you can find the chapter at MUFON site. You can find Brazil, so you have my email and also my social media, and you can get in touch with me, making questions and send me some information, and also you can reach me in my website, Revista UFO Magazine. It's like www.ufo.com.br. The magazine, UFO Magazine, for more than 30 years.
Wow.
We are publishing the magazine. In December, you're going to have the 300 issue.
Ooh, party.
Yeah, we're going to reach the 300 issue. So it's going to be, it's historic. It's historic for us. So you can find me anywhere.
I love it. I love it. Thiago Ticchetti, am I right?
Ticchetti.
It's
almost there. Almost there.
Yeah, Ticchetti.
Yes.
Yeah, like Italian, you know.
Italian, yeah.
But thank you so much, and please come back. I definitely want to have you back. So.
Thank you, Tony. It's a pleasure.
Pleasure.
Please just invite me, and I will be here again with you, and maybe in Manaus as well. Yes.
So everybody watch out for that. But thank you, everybody, for tuning in every Friday at 3 o'clock right here on the Club Paranormal Network. This is Truth Be Told. And please subscribe, follow, and share this show. And we hope that you really enjoy content like this. New month. We have a lot of great stuff coming up with a Native American month. And, of course, JFK assassinations is coming up when it comes to his date that he was assassinated in Dallas, Texas. So please tune in every Friday right here on our YouTube channel. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other.